Hello and welcome. I am BPD, 26-year-old pregnant wife shot dead by husband after phone conversation confrontation. I mean, uh, so you know what I'm here with this. Let's get started.
Out the door, you got to go, bitch. Out the door, you got to go, bitch. Out the door, you got to go, bitch. Bye bye, rock, 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 rock. Bye bye, rock, rock, rock. Say bye.
Oops. And as we start, you see a 304 twerking. Off the bat, you see a 304 with a popcorn jiffy bag on her head, shaking her rear rump. It shows that women have no good decency to dress themselves, especially black women. Let's continue. Oh, hold up. Before we begin, please hit that like button and subscribe to your boy. Let's continue.
Say yesterday when I see her. Ooh, yeah. You worry about this. Okay. You need to worry about this. Get into it. Like the cut. You see that? Not this. This. Okay. You see the cut? Yeah. You see it in the back? Oh. Look. Oh.
Who cares? Who cares? Men, most men do not look for women with big butts. Let's be completely honest. Most men do not look for women with big butts. Let's continue.
Ooh, okay.
On
As a matter of fact,
What the fuck?
yeah. Let's continue.
October 22nd, 2024, the seemingly simple act of liking a picture would set off a chain of events that would end with a dead pregnant woman and her blood on the
So, let me get this straight. A guy, probably a thug, gets mad at his pregnant 26-year-old wife because she's liking other guys' profile pictures or stories. It goes to show you that you guys have no self control when these women, for something as in liking a profile picture or story, something simple as that, something simple, you incels, and I'm gonna call you guys incels for acting out, get mad because you think that your wife is cheating, which all she's doing is just liking a profile picture, a story, or a video. But let's continue.
hands of her husband. This woman was Maya Johnson, a 26-year-old mother of two little boys who was 9 weeks pregnant with another child, but was robbed of the chance to ever meet the new child. A harrowing 911 call from the killer himself would send the emergency services in Tallahassee, Florida, running to the house in a matter of minutes. But that would be too late because
Look how she dressed. Look how she dressed. No hate or whatnot, but look how is she is dressed. Bro, you know what to do.
What the fuck?
Let's continue.
Maya Johnson was gone, all because she checked her partner's phone.
Look at the shirt. F this ship. I didn't say the actual S word. I say ship. SHIP. F this ship. Cause I gotta watch my language. Cause you know how YouTube is. They be tripping.
This is the life and death of Maya Johnson.
The Buzz Lightyear dress. Buzz Lightyear got to be disrespected right now. Boy. Buzz Lightyear got to be watching the video and saying, "What is she doing with my custom fit on? What is she doing with my custom fit on?" Let's continue. Yo, you know, black women they always got to act silly wherever they go. Wherever you go, no problem with that. But there's a time and a place to act silly. Wherever these 304s go, they have to act silly. Should I or anybody else be bothered by their silliness? I would say no. Again, there's a time and a place to act silly, and there's a time and a place to not act silly. Let's continue. Bro, is that a Toys R Us microphone? I could have sworn I saw that in Toys R Us. That microphone right there. By the way,
Shut your mouth, woman!
yeah, let's continue.
This heartbreaking tragedy took
With all that blue on, she looked like a blue jay out here looking like a blueberry. Let's continue.
place in Tallahassee, Florida, a city known for its affordability and vibrant university life, but beneath its charm, domestic violence was quietly surging. By 2024, multiple victims had already lost their lives in similar incidents, especially in northwest Leon County. This disease would soon infect Maya Johnson's life, dragging her down and making her yet
Disease. Disease. Most of these 304s are disease. They dress provocatively in public. They have no decency when they go out in public in front of a lot of people. They treat people like crap, especially black men. They continue to do stupid ish, and people are getting tired of it. You wouldn't call men diseases? Now, I call these ninja diseases because they was raised by 304s without the father in the home. Now, can a father be a problem or a disease? Absolutely, if he is hemp. But you mostly would say a disease is these 304s. Let's continue. I just messed up here. Just messed up here. Right there. I'm saying right there.
they named Caden, and in 2019, she welcomed another, whom she fondly called DJ. Although she initially considered not keeping the baby, she was later overjoyed to be a mother.
Yeah, because she gave the baby to somebody else, or like these mothers do, you know, put the other man on child support that's not his father, although he just wanted screwed, fix binds. So now the guy that don't have a child by her, he has to take care of that child that's not his blood. And I would also say too, this is what the other man have a problem because he's getting put on child support for no apparent reason. But let's continue.
He's scared to touch.
Being so excited by the birth of her firstborn, her name changed across all social media to read Hayden's mother.
Oh my god. Ah! They. Oh, I don't know what I yeah. Tell her you want your fries. Hurry up. Fries. Okay, yes, ma'am. It all just came up. Thank you.
Her children with a fierce, unwavering love.
Or the blonde wig. They go with that blonde wig. They talk about something they want to talk. So they trying to be like the black woman. Oh, y'all trying to be like the white woman. Don't nobody want to be like the black woman. The 304. Let's continue.
She also spoke about how motherhood had transformed her. No matter their age, Maya was determined to be her children's
One thing I learned about them real mothers, they go answer that phone at 3, 5, 4, and 5 in the morning. For they call child it. Don't matter how old you is. 100. Oh my God, man. Oh my God.
safe place. Maya was an open book, and her pages were filled with birthday smiles, proud milestones, and candid moments that captured the everyday magic of motherhood.
Them narrators sip hard for these 304s. These narrators sip hard. When they do something wrong, they try to put a positive light on these 304s, knowing they are not positive people. In my words, in the words of Batman, these women are just not good people. No matter the race, these women are just not good people.
But as her heart slowly reopened to the idea of love, she couldn't have known that the next man she let in would not only steal her heart, but ultimately seal her fate.
These women don't love. That's the problem. These women don't love. They only use men for resources and screw them over, and then they go on to the next sucker.
Maya met 22-year-old Jakari Martin Shugren about
What the fuck? Hold on. Say that again. Let me go back real quick. Hold on.
motherhood. But as her heart slowly reopened to the
I hear look like a blue jay with all that fur on and stuff. Like a Snorlax with all that fur.
idea of love, she couldn't have known that the next man she let in would not only steal her heart, but ultimately seal her fate. Maya met 22-year-old Jakari Martin Shugren about 3 years before her death and instantly found a connection. Jakari was a warehouse worker and initially matched Maya's enthusiasm to do anything legally possible.
And this is where you men mess up. When you men have everything going for you, you invite the 304 into your life. And you think that long term you go grow old with this 304 and everything will go all peachy key. No, no. Today's modern women, there's no growing old with today's modern women. Today's modern women are screwed up. They've been screwing up since 1987, since the day I was born. These women are screwed up in the head and have been like that for decades. You men who don't do your history on these women, by the way, things of importance, you are screwed. That's why I fell in the blue pill phase. I think it was 2015 again when I reconnected with my female friend, and then it went down the hill. And 2015, close to the end of 2016. Now I found MGTOW again. Everything makes sense. Overall, men have to do their research on life problems that they have, but men don't want to do their research. They quick to have children with these 304s. They quick to do all these things for the 304s. They quit to help a woman out, knowing that if something would happen to the other guy, she's gonna blame you too. She may blame you for murdering the other guy. If a woman in help of this in distress, let somebody else help her out. Let somebody else call the police. Well, nope. Guys have to put on that cape and come to these women rescue for probably one thing. Probably the box. The box for a ran through 304. Let's continue.
to make it in life. In the beginning, Maya and Jakari were like any pair of young lovers, wrapped up in each other, inseparable, and fueled by the kind of passion that makes the world feel like it's standing still.
These black men and black women don't love each other. Love between a black man and a black woman do not exist. It don't. These black women don't love the black man, and the black man don't love the black woman. Overall, we know it's 304 fault, but you guys try to compromise with these women. You try to do things for these women. You try to get on your knees and marry the 304, or you get on your knees and cry and say, I want another chance. I'll make it right. 9 times out of 10, she's going to screw you over anyway. And what you guys should do is just
Thank you.
walk away from these 304s. Walk away from them. When I go out in public, I don't have time for a 304's BS. I don't have time. Where is it? Where is it? I don't have time for. I have time to live my life and only my life. Let's continue.
In a matter of months, their love would lead them to take a life changing step. They moved into a home.
Look at this 304 making faces. I dealt with that growing up. But they don't do it no more. These 304s don't do it no more. But these women, black women, sitting there making faces and all that, these strange faces and all that. I look at them like they crazy, like they got a mental problem and whatnot. They do it now, boy. I just don't say nothing to them now. So yeah, here we go.
On River Breeze Lane in North Leon County, Tallahassee, where their shared life seemed to blossom. But slowly, beneath the surface, something was off. The cracks began to show, and soon, inconsistencies between Maya's character and her persona in the relationship rose to the surface. Maya was always very active on social media. Whenever she felt
Of course, of course, all these women are active on social media. All of these women are active on social media. Let's go. I messed up again. Oh man, gotta stop messing up. Okay, went too far. Went too far. Went too far. There you go. There right here.
whenever she felt passionate about something, no matter how little, she couldn't hide it. It always made its way to her page. But at just a glance, it was clear that something significant was missing from every social media.
And you see these black women with their fat friend and all that, boy. See with their fat friend. You at least tell her, oh girl, you gotta get in shape. You gotta get in shape. What's wrong, man? What's wrong? You afraid of losing your female friend or whatnot? Girl, you gotta get in shape. You gotta come to the gym with me. Get on this diet. Let your friend eat anything that she wants. Let's continue. I gotta do it from here. Okay.
Page. A deep dive across Maya's pages shows not one single sight of Jakari, and this alone spoke volumes. It seemed like she was raising the children alone.
That's what I'm talking about. Dress provocative in public. Dress provocative in public. You can see her see-through shirt, see-through everything, just about everything. But let's continue.
And sometimes even seemed like she was single. However, although she never spoke outrightly about him, she often made posts that hinted at the existence of a relationship.
Why she out here looking like the blue big bird? Why is she out here looking like the blue big bird? Like blue bird, big bird changed its color to blue instead of yellow. It ain't even cold outside. She wearing that heavy fur coat and all that. Let's continue.
Under severe strain. In a series of raw, often explicit posts, she hinted at growing frustration and distrust. In one striking moment,
Nah, just went through this ninja phone. I hate all you bees. See? This what she got herself deleted. This what she got herself deleted.
Delete, 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 delete.
She got herself deleted.
she admitted to checking his phone and made it clear she was far from pleased with what she found.
And my thing is that why do you women post on y'all man's phone? Why do you message on your boyfriend's phone or husband? If you got a phone, you got social media on your phone, you need to be doing that on your phone. Only thing you should use my phone for is to make phone calls or an emergency. Hey, and you ninjas let these women text on your phone, but not this dude right here. This dude like, hey, you can't be doing all that.
She admitted being upset over what she saw involving other women, a recurring theme.
He probably wanted to fix bonds with other women. He wanted to fix bonds with other women. Most of you ninjas, yeah, I'm talking to y'all. Most of y'all ninjas get tired of these 304s and their behavior and what they do behind your back. We say it over and over again. Fix bonds and that's it. Fix bonds and that's it. But you ninjas go far and beyond. Hang out with these women. This my girl. This my baby mama. This my wife. And then when things go down the hill, y'all ninjas want to
Delete, 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 delete.
y'all ninjas want to delete these 304s. Well, you should just be fixing binds and that's it. If she can't respect that, then kick her to the curve. Let's continue.
Her sister later confirmed trust was fragile in their home, with Maya often confronting Jakari over his behavior. Those confrontations didn't just end in shouting matches, they sometimes ended with his hands around her neck, and Maya begging to breathe. But amidst these obvious troubles and red flags, Maya maintained a bright and humorous online presence. She chose to keep the creeping darkness away from social media.
When these women get mad, boy, they gotta pretend like they smiling, dancing, do something else to let go of the so-called man's behavior, and then they go right back into their bad behavior. Let's continue.
That was until she made a startling discovery that put her in an even more uncomfortable position in mid 2024.
Because these women can't control their emotions. Women can't control their emotions. If they figure something's wrong and they try to let it go, they go right back into bringing the problem right back up. Because women love confrontation, if I said it right. They love drama, they love violence until it happened to them, and then they got to get that man in legal trouble or delete the man themselves or get somebody else to delete the man. Any ninja, any man with common sense, if you see this video, you got to say to yourself, I'm a man that wants to be in peace. I was brought in this world by myself. I'm going to leave by myself. And the recurring problems with the black man, and you see these women give you a problem, you say, you know what? I need to be by myself. I need my own crib. I don't need to be contacting this 304, even if she wants something or not. I should be fixing binds with this 304, and that's it. The mistakes that men make is hanging around these women, doing favors for them.
Maya found out she was pregnant with Jakari's baby. She was flooded with conflicting emotions. On one hand, she loved children. On the other hand, she didn't know if Jakari
Look at that boy hairline. Look at his hairline. Bro, you should go to a barber and get that fixed, man. You should really get your hairline fixed. Let's continue.
was a man to have a child with. Soon, one voice grew greater than the other, and she started considering her very last resort. On October 21st, 2024, when she was 9 weeks pregnant and a day before her death, Maya shared her final decision.
I don't give a F how good my P is. I'm not going past 2 kids. OMMM, go ask about me. You did go past 2 kids. You had a third child. You had a third child. How you ain't gonna go past 2 kids and you had a third child? Women lie. All women lie. All, listen to my voice. All women lie. All women are sexually freaky. All women do not keep promises they make, except screwing you over. I don't give a F how good my P is. I'm not going past 2 kids. Yeah. Let's continue.
Of not going past 2 kids, no matter what. She even had Planned Parenthood documents which suggest her seriousness. It was clear that Maya Johnson had no interest in another child. Both Maya and
She lied to y'all. She lied to all of y'all. She lied. And look at this right here. What is this monstrosity she is wearing? I don't even know what that is. I don't know the name of what she is wearing. That's how I feel about that outfit she wearing.
those commenting on her post had no idea her wish would come to pass in the most twisted way. Truly, the child was never born, but not in the way she intended, because beneath her bubbly online personality, there was a growing tension in her home, one that would erupt most terribly. October 22nd, 2024, was like any usual day, and seemed like it was going to end just as routine. But that was until Jakari pulled in. He sat in the car for almost 2 minutes. almost like he knew what was waiting inside and was preparing himself. Once again, Maya was furious for a reason that's popular in many relationships, and this time, she was fed up. Maya had been scrolling through her phone when she encountered something that instantly made her uneasy. She found Jakari's like on a bikini picture of not just any woman, but Jakari's ex. As
So, so he liked this ex post of a bikini picture that his ex posted, and she took that to heart. That's why I tell you guys, don't get married. Fix binds, because if he would have fixed binds with his ex after he got done with his ex and not be married, he wouldn't be in the situation he is now. Guys, ninjas, incels that may probably have common sense in the future. Fix binds with these women, pay for sex, and that's it. There's no more hanging out with women. There's no more dealing with women. Use them for one thing and one thing only. Let's continue.
soon as he came in, Maya had one way of confirming what she saw, and she was determined to, no matter the cost. After much trial, she was able to get in his phone, and she went through it.
How did you give her the password? Bruh, did you give her the password, the passcode, or whatnot? That is a big no no. The only person should have the passcode is the owner of the phone, which is you. I don't give my mom my passcode. I don't give anybody I know or a stranger my passcode to unlock my phone. Not even the phone company. When I pay my phone bill, I don't give them passcode. The only person that know the passcode is you. You ninjas are just so fucking stupid. You ninjas are so fucking stupid. And let me look for this real quick for you ninjas.
What the fuck?
Exactly how I feel about you ninjas. Let's continue.
Just like other times. This time, she found that she was not wrong. Hurt, angry, and devastated, she went on to confront him, asking the infamous question of why he liked his ex's picture. But his answer only added fuel to her fire. He told
Because he wanted to have sex with her again. That's why. I mean, let's be honest. Most of you 304s don't have a mature behavior. You're not mature. Your behavior is not good, and the man don't want to keep being around that 24/7, or he just don't want to be around it no more. Some of these men got common sense of waking up and saying, "Wait a minute, why do I have to keep dealing with her behavior that's gonna stress me out and make me do something reckless or dangerous?" For you women, for you ninjas, I got damn. So let me look for it real quick. Let me look for it real quick.
We do not care.
Because these women just don't care. They just don't care. Let's continue.
her to calm down because it was just a like. This nonchalance triggered Maya's fury. This was more than just a like to her, because it was not the first time they had similar issues involving the same person. They went back and forth, weaving through the rooms of the house and yelling despite the presence of Maya's two kids. Maya's sister later revealed that Maya had even texted her, telling her that they were fighting again, and it was about a like on his ex.
Oh my god, man. We're fighting again. We're fighting again. Where's that sound clip? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Hell yeah, I do it again. Hell yeah.
That's women for you right there. One more time.
Hell yeah, I do it again. Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's continue.
His page, and it was about a like on his ex's pages. Maya told her she was tired, but in reality, Maya wasn't backing down. They continued arguing until they ended up in the kitchen. It was here, after neighbors had been terrorized with raised voices and clanging objects.
How do one of them don't have high blood pressure? I know the man will have high blood pressure, but women love arguing with other people, especially men. They love arguing with other people. They love it. They get a rise out of it. They get an orgasm off of the man yelling at them. They love getting into an argument with other people, especially a man.
I don't care. If you want to be a man, I'm going to treat you like a man.
Let's continue.
That there was suddenly a loud gunshot. One single shot was fired in the dead silence of the night, and a body dropped immediately after.
And you know who it was, right?
Delete, 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 delete.
Jakari Martin Chagrin had shot Maya Johnson, but then he would pull a move that he would later rely on to save himself. Jakari immediately called the cops. He reported that his girlfriend had been shot and urged them to hurry.
Why would you call the cops? If you did what you did, why would you call the cops? Most criminals who commit murder would have just left the scene, but why did you call the cops? Let's continue.
Dispatch could also overhear him telling the kids, Maya's sons, to go to their rooms. Dispatch arrived within 7 minutes, but on getting there, Maya and Jakari were nowhere to be found. After calling the cops, Jakari rushed Maya to the nearest hospital in a frantic attempt to save her life. But Maya and her unborn child were pronounced dead. It immediately escalated from a domestic dispute to murder. The investigation that followed quickly unraveled twists that left both cops and the public believing that this was more than just a tragic accident.
New information about the deadly shooting of a pregnant woman in Tallahassee yesterday. Jakari Martin Chagrin told investigators that he and Maya Johnson were arguing at their home on River Breeze Lane. He said he grabbed some of his belongings and was trying to leave when the gun went off. He claims the gun was not in his...
Right. So you trying to leave, and I don't know if the gun was in your hand. All of a sudden, you trying to leave, and the gun go off. No, you did what you did. You did this.
Delete, 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 delete.
You deleted her. Don't try to cover it up. I mean, you did what you did, homie. You deleted her. Out of rage, you deleted her. I mean, and two, why you even call the cops? Instead of calling the cops, I mean, if you don't care much about her and the unborn child, because the unborn child was in her, then you did what you did, which is deleted her. Let's continue.
his hand, but pinned against his body. The gunshot killed Johnson and her unborn.
Oh, whoa! If the firearm was pinned against his body, the firearm should have been downward holster in his pants. So the firearm went off because you had the gun pointed at a holster direction. I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's continue.
Child.
Around 1 a.m., authorities arrived at Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare, where Jakari was immediately taken into custody. But when it came time to formally charge him, investigators faced an unusual dilemma. They weren't entirely sure what charge would stick. This was because of the detailed story that Jakari would weave for them. As the only witness, they had only had his testimony to go on. Jakari's statements
they don't know what charge to give him. It's murder. It's murder. I mean, you say you had the gun hosted by your side, and then the gun went off. That means the gun would have been pointing direction at her for the gun to go off. You deleted her, bro. You deleted her.
Delete, 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 delete.
You might well just tell the truth. Let's continue.
painted a murky, conflicted picture of the night's events, one that blurred the lines between accident and intent. But the deeper they dug, the more this picture began to unravel. According to Jakari, he had arrived home that night and Maya had instantly picked a fight over him like in another woman's picture. She presented both the evidence in his phone and hers.
And you women kill me because now these ninjas are deleting you over silly ish. They delete you over silly ish. Instead of picking a fight with him over him liking his ex like on a photo, why not just leave him? Women don't think before they get into themselves into a serious situation. If it was that bad, you should have told him, "Hey, why you liking an ex photo and you married to me?" No, you got into an argument with this man. It went deeper, and he deleted you. If that was the case, why she didn't leave? Because women don't think. Women think with their emotions, and she thought with her emotions, and then she got deleted. I'm sorry to say it, but she thought with her emotions, and she got deleted. So she got herself deleted in this situation, caused her own death. Let's continue. But I know somebody go simp for her, so let's continue.
Out of anger, Jakari took her phone and hid it in their bedroom. Maya was unaware of the location and wanted it back, but Jakari had other plans. He refused to return it and instead wanted to leave the house.
It's his phone. She tried to get his phone back from him. Well, he paid a phone bill, and it's his phone overall. He should have just left without a firearm, and that's it. Still would have been a free man. Should have left with no firearm, nothing on him. Just hurry up and try to get in the car quick as possible, and that's it. But with women, they go to extreme measures to try to stop the man from leaving or do anything. Just suck, man. Let's continue.
Since he was tired of arguing, this whole time, the children were in the house, witnessing the exchange of verbal blows and hearing their mother's feral reaction to Jakari.
And they go grow up to hear this. They go grow up to hear the profanity, which most parents kill me, and most people kill me with this. Don't cuss in front of my child. Don't use no profanity in front of my child. Completely understandable. But they're going to hear profanity anyway. Listen very carefully. Children are going to hear profanity regardless of they go to school, in public, they're putting it on the TV. Other people getting mad, they hear it in public. They hear it at school. Other children are cursing and then they hearing it. But they have a choice of saying that, do I want to curse like these people that's in public, that's in TV, that's in school, or do I want to use profanity in either a bad way or a good way? Because you use profanity in a good way too. Like I use some profanity on my streams, like what I'm doing right now. I use a little profanity. Okay. But the whole thing of not cussing in front of my child, your child will hit cursing anyway. But let's continue.
His attempt to leave. Jakari claims that Maya followed him into the bedroom and started hitting him while demanding her.
And women lie about that too. Oh, I didn't hit him. I didn't attack him. Try to lie about it. Nine times out of 10, domestic violence start the vast majority of times of the woman hitting a man. Let me say this again. The majority, the vast majority of the times, domestic violence start when the woman hitting the man. But no, but the majority of you simps or you fools won't believe me. You would think that, oh, he hit her first. No, women always put their hands on somebody first. Always. Let's continue.
Phone. In retaliation, Jakari slammed her on the bed and pinned her down by holding her wrists and legs. But when she complained, she couldn't.
You can't hold down no 304, especially one that's masculine.
I don't care. If you want to be a man, I'm going to treat you like a man.
Most of these women are men, especially black women.
Breathe. He said that he got off of her, but the fight far from over. Maya was not giving up and was not going to let him leave without answers and her phone. But in response to her persistence, Jakari made a move that instantly left Maya fearful for her kids. He got out a gun, and Maya instantly warned him to put it away, mentioning that there were kids in the home. But Jakari simply put the gun under his arm and made his way over to the kitchen to pick up his wallet and charger. These acts indicated how serious he was about leaving.
That's where he messed up, taking a firearm out in front of kids. That's where he messed up. If it come to a life situation, yeah, but like if it wasn't that much serious or life threatening, I wouldn't kept the firearm on my side with the safety off. Cause 304s will take you that far to pull out one on them. They would. But if it wasn't that serious, homie, I would have had done on my side, turned the safety off, and that would have been it. Let's continue.
And Maya lost it. According to Jakari, she started chasing him around the kitchen, flinging things at him and demanding her phone, which she believed was in his shorts pocket. But when she got closer and the tussle became more...
Instead of you trying to get your phone back, why you didn't get anybody else phone to call the police and say, hey, he had my phone. I don't know if it was his phone or yours, but if it was your phone, you would have called a neighbor and say, let me use her phone to call the police and explain to the police, hey, my husband took my phone. I want to try to get it back and report the incident that went down. But like women,
we do not care.
they don't care. And again,
I don't care. If you want to be a man, I'm going to treat you like a man.
most of these women want to be masculine and want to be a man.
more intense, a single sound halted her steps. The gun had accidentally gone off. Maya Johnson was dead. He immediately called the police and took her to the hospital. Jakari was in shambles as he narrated the story. He claimed it was a mistake and he never wanted to shoot her. It all seemed very convincing and touching, but then the detective saw multiple inconsistencies that immediately tore his case apart. Upon the request of the detectives, Jakari used a toy gun in the interview room to demonstrate how he said the gun was positioned under his arm, a position that the cops instantly noted would have prevented the trigger from being pulled. This revealed an obvious lie in his story, but there were more holes in sight. Detectives later reconstructed a bullet trajectory that suggested that, based on Maya's height at 5'4" and Jakari standing at 5'11", Maya could not have been standing where Jakari said she was. It instantly raised the question, where was she? The detectives believed that she was much farther and had not approached to attack him as he claimed. That realization shook their belief in his innocence even more. Maybe this was a calculated act. And then, new evidence emerged that would expose a chilling intent. A new bullet was found in the gun's chamber. indicating that there was no obstruction to the bolt-action mechanism of the firearm. The detectives found this especially interesting because there should have been an obstruction if the gun truly had been wedged between his arm and torso. Even an examination of his body would incriminate him further. Upon inspection, Jakari had no injuries. Yet, if the gun had truly been wedged under his arm as he claimed, the spent casing should have struck his skin, leaving a clear abrasion.
Exactly. Exactly. The gun would have to be like the handle sticking from his right or left leg pants pocket. The trigger would go off somehow. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but the gun would have to be facing that way in order for her to get hit. But then again, no, no, it didn't accidentally go off. He deleted her. He actually deleted her. So it is what it is. Let's continue.
One that simply didn't exist. However, even with this contradiction, investigators still missed one critical piece. They lacked the direct evidence to hold him for murder because he made attempts to save the life of his girlfriend and their unborn child. This made it seem he had no intention of killing her. The police hit a wall with Jakari and his lies, so they hit the streets. Here, they quickly discovered information that could turn the whole case. This was not the first time they had fought this way. An interview with the neighbors provided the first insight into the kind of couple.
And you guys, before you get into an argument with anybody, and especially a wife or another woman, you should automatically know there's cameras in their house or your house. You should think to yourself, okay, if she arguing over me over a like on a photo of my ex-wife, then I have nothing to explain to her. I should just leave and that's it. Get a divorce and that's it. Tell you guys should be fixing binds and that's it. You guys don't want to fix binds, and this is what you get yourself into. Let's continue.
They were from the outside. The neighbors detailed that they fought too frequently. Weekends were the worst because you could almost set your time to how accurate and consistent the fights were. It was always the same pattern, him yelling and her yelling. This back and forth would go on for up to 30 minutes, and soon after, the rollout of apologies would come. Their fights always got intense, and this was not the first time the police had gotten involved. Within 6 months prior to the incident, police had visited the residence on 2 different domestic calls. That particular day, they had overheard the yelling and heard Jakari accusing Maya of not trusting him, but believing it was just like other times, they did nothing about it. A decision that many of them now regret deeply. Pulling all these lines together and connecting all the dots, detectives were able to see that there was a toxic and abusive relationship between the two. Armed with new information, they headed back to jail. This time, Jakari would reveal new information that confirmed a gnawing suspicion that they had. This fight was not the first time he had put his hand.
And there they go, sticking the middle finger in their picture. She talking about him liking his ex bikini picture, and she taking a picture of her sticking the middle finger. Classy. Very, very classy.
We do not care.
They don't care.
Hands on her. It was simply the last. Jakari would then admit that he had previously choked Maya out in other arguments, and she had even hid in the kitchen to escape him in a volatile situation. Then, the police decided to speak to key witnesses who had been there through all this abuse. The police approached Caden and DJ, who had witnessed several instances of abuse against their mother. After a conversation with them, it was unclear whether they had witnessed the final fight physically or just overheard it, but they made one thing crystal clear. They confirmed that Jakari Martin Shugren had shot their mother Maya Johnson. This only added to what the police already knew, which left them with a handful of questions. Why was Jakari holding a gun in an argument with his pregnant girlfriend while her 2 kids were in the house? How exactly does a gun go off without a finger on the trigger? Unfortunately, suspicions and gut feelings aren't enough to secure a conviction. only hard facts can. Investigators faced a tough decision: pursue a murder charge with shaky evidence and risk him walking free, or go with a lesser charge that was more likely to stick. In the end, they made the choice they believed would guarantee justice. At his arraignment on October 27, 2024, Jakari was charged with 2 counts of manslaughter and 2 counts of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Jakari entered a plea of not guilty, and despite the
They go them ninjas. They go them ninjas holding the money in the picture. Oh, let me look for it. There you go. There you go. Y'all talking about y'all. Yep. We're wearing a pink shirt, gold Rolex, gold chain, and money in hand. Gold teeth. This guy was a true ninja. Yeah, I'm talking to y'all. All right, let's tell you.
severity of his crime, he made a request. He made a bail application. However, he was quickly denied bail by the judge, who cited the seriousness of this issue and described him as a potential flight risk. He is still in custody and awaits the trial. That day, the courtroom was filled with tears of sorrow of Maya Johnson's family, who still grapple with the loss to this day. The Johnson family held a heartfelt candlelight vigil in Maya's honor, creating space for loved ones to share their pain and memories of a daughter, sister, and mother taken too soon.
Brother, sister, parent, child, friends on earth and friends above, for all
In glory, we remember before you today our beloved.
That's how many people went to her funeral? I don't see a lot of people at her funeral. That's all who went to her funeral. She didn't have a lot of friends that went to her that go to her funeral. She didn't have a lot of friends that was gonna go to her funeral. That's it. Wow.
Maya. We thank you for giving her to us to know and to love as a companion in our pilgrimage on earth. In your boundless compassion, console us who mourn.
In the wake of her loss, Maya's sister launched a GoFundMe that quickly went viral. Within the first week, it raised over $87,000.
Help lay Maya to rest and support her boys. So you mean to tell me she didn't have life insurance? Her mom, probably her dad, didn't have life insurance on her. I know my mom got life insurance on me and my brother, but you mean to tell me your mom didn't have life insurance on you? Let's continue.
All of which was placed in a trust to secure the future of her 2 young sons, the only light left in the darkness. In the end, Maya Johnson's story is a powerful reminder of how quickly love can curdle into something dangerous when red flags are ignored and tempers go unchecked. In a moment, 2 children lost their mother, and the third was robbed of the chance to ever live. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic abuse, don't wait. Reach out. Could social media have made matters worse in this case? Let me know what you think in the comments section below.
We tell you guys all the time. Not guys, let me take that back. We tell you ninjas all the time. We tell you ninjas all the time to fix binds, get an escort, and don't deal with these women. You see more and more stories like this on YouTube, and I am not subscribed to any of these channels. I wake up, see these 304s getting deleted left and right. If you don't want no baby mama drama, if you don't want to be on some child support, if you don't want to be robbed of your money, stop hanging out with women. Stop doing favors for women. Leave these women alone. Use them for one thing and one thing only. I don't care what anybody like what I'm saying. Use them for one thing and one thing only, and do this.
Okay, next.
Next, these 304s. Once you pay for what you get, say next. Say,
Okay, next.
I am BPD and I am out. Please hit that like button and subscribe. Literally hit the like button and subscribe if you new. I am BPD and I am out.